Welcome back to OKTV.
Later on, we'll hear from the celebrities at last night's Empire Awards. Colin Firth was the night's big winner. How many awards can one man win?
Actually, it's 29. I googled it earlier for you.
Good knowledge.
I saw the script and I thought you would have to know. You asked the question, there's the answer.
Very knowledgeable.
But first, let's talk about something which can either fill you with joy or fill you with dread. Marriage. I'll say it again. Marriage.
Filled with dread. But Prince William and Kate Middleton will be walking down the aisle next month. But lots of celebrities have been together for years without getting married. So why are more and more people turning into marriage phobes?
It's scary.
With Prince William and Kate Middleton walking down the aisle in just a month's time, weddings are most definitely on the agenda this spring. But not everyone's a fan. Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis have been together for 12 years, and despite the rumours, there are no plans for them to get married. Then there's Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, together for 6 years with no sign of any wedding bells. Rumours suggest it's Angelina who's the marriage phobe, reportedly turning down Brad's proposal. And if there's proof that not getting hitched works wonders for your relationship, twice divorced Goldie Hawn has been with Kurt Russell for 27 years and has no plans for marriage. She said in an interview, "I wake up every day knowing I can walk out at any moment. It's a knowledge that keeps things fresh." And it's not just celebrities shying away from saying I do. Figures suggest we're falling out of love with marriage too. Over the past 30 years in the UK, the number of people getting married has fallen by 68%. And 2008 recorded the lowest number of marriages since 1895. So why are people feeling so cool about making the ultimate commitment?
Makes no difference if you're married or not nowadays. Before it used to be frowned upon, but people don't really care.
At the end of the day, marriage is just a piece of paper. If you live with someone you're happy, then what difference is going to make a piece of paper? Make things harder if you get divorced.
I think it's like a general rule. I think if you love somebody and you want to have children with them, I think there's no reason why you shouldn't get married.
Views on marriage have never been more mixed, but with Kate walking up the aisle in just a matter of weeks, this is one wedding that even the most hardened marriage phobe will find impossible to avoid.
Sorry, the M word. Sorry, so who better to talk about this situation than our relationship expert, Simone Bienne. Now, Simone, why are all these celebs shying away from the marriage? Sorry.
That's almost affecting me.
Okay.
It's pretty gross.
I think celebrities fall into two camps. The first off is the people like Kurt Russell and Angelina and Brad, who've been married before, and perhaps they're protecting themselves and their relationship by not entering marriage and avoiding the huge pressures that marriage brings with it, especially in Hollywood. And then there are the other lot. And maybe, Matt, you could possibly fall into this camp with so much choice. Who to pick?
Hey, is that the real reason?
I wish.
And so if you are like that, you could almost think, well, something better could be around the corner. And people like Colin Farrell, Jake Gyllenhaal, those kind of guys tend to be what I would say marriage phobes.
Marriage phobes, but it's quite interesting between us two, isn't it?
Yeah, because as much as you've been joking, you would quite like to get married at some point.
I quite like the idea of getting married. I wouldn't mind pushing the kids in the pram.
Whereas I'm not into the whole marriage thing, and I am very committed in my relationship. Luckily, my boyfriend is on the same page as me, otherwise that could cause trouble. But I quite like the fact of we've not got the pressure, and if either of us wasn't happy for whatever reason, we could just walk away without the hassle of the divorce and everything. And I don't know that I really believe in the institution of marriage anymore.
Kate, you are a businesswoman. We know that. Okay. She's a hot businesswoman, and it kind of makes me a little bit sad when people say that, because I think they're thinking about the exit rather than being in the relationship. I'm not saying that's your case. Well, maybe, and I think my hunch with you is that you, my girlfriend, could handle anything that came your way. So
thanks, Simone.
I think it's take it, you know, it's personal choice, and take it as it comes.
And maybe I'll change my mind, but in general, is it more men or women that are marriage phobes?
It's more men, actually. Often, if a man has committed before and it hasn't worked out, he could feel like there's a sense of failure. And actually, studies have shown that men react worse to failure than women. And also, it could partly be down to evolution, because nature has designed men to behave more freely than women. They're just more casual. I always think as women,
it's just science,
we're just not that casual. And also, of course, men can have children at any time that they want. And, of course, women don't have that luxury.
So what advice would you give to these people who are MarriagePhobes?
Check out how much of a marriage phobe the partner is, because if somebody is having a panic attack over joining the gym when there's a 2-for-1 membership and he sees that as a binding contract and that's making him throw up, then quite frankly, I think it's time to move on, girlfriend. But also, don't nag him, and also don't do anything underhand. There was a wonderful study recently that said 60% of British women asked used underhand techniques like sending themselves flowers to make their boyfriend jealous to encourage him to propose, which I thought is
Don't ever do that to me, anybody. Don't ever do that.
Wonderfully creative, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
But it's not really the way to start a marriage.
Probably
so I
not.
think get on with your life and just give him space. If he feels that marriage is his idea, he's more likely
to go for it. It's been very interesting chatting to you, as always. Thank you so much, Simone.
It was a pleasure, my lovely. And we've got lots of emails and texts about Jason Garner's hair transplant, which is amazing. Helen says, it's not good to... Oh, what have you done? What have you done?
I just touched it. You can read it through that.
I can read it through that, that's fine. Someone like him to criticise other people as penises, and he should be more careful with his own.
And Maxie says,